that we did for the museum, one of the Korean girls didn't know what to do for her panel, and I said, well, you know, you could maybe do something about my grandmother's family. So I brought pictures of Grandma, and my mother and her two sisters in their Sunday best. Anyways, at the end, we presented the mural. Now, was it Joanna was with Mom or was he?
I don't know.
Okay, well, anyways, one of the companions brought Mom to the unveiling, and we pushed Mom up to the mural, and this one panel was in the bottom corner. My mom had not spoken for a long time, so that's why this was so precious moment. I said, Mom, this is your mother. And she put her hand on the cheek, and she said, I thought it might have been. Pardon me while I pulled the arrow out of my heart. I mean, it's just like suddenly she had some words. I discovered that the nursing home is a place that you have to decide. It's not just about your mother. It's about some of the other people, connecting with the people that are there, making a difference to some of those folks who never have anyone visit. And also to the staff. How is this for a poignant moment? When I discovered that the Vietnamese caregiver, Tilly, was looking after my mother whilst her father was dying in Vietnam. And we found that the more we connected with the people that worked there, the more sense of family there was in caring for my mom. So, you know, the old saying about what goes around comes around. Well, my mom was loved and she was cared for and looked after. I've learned too much of things I didn't think I needed to know. There's my mom in the wheelchair sleeping, and I'm wrestling with things I didn't need to know about. Power of attorney, trust funds. Believe me, Joanne, the accountant, I went to see him when my mom passed away, and I said, is there anything I need to do? He said, you've done it all. That man knows about the Vi Tait trust. Trust me on this, and I've learned more than I figured I needed to know. You have to have a sense of humor about all of this, and there were a few funny things that happened. First of all, before Mom went into the nursing home, I discovered in her safety deposit book that she'd taken out a pile of money, and we, like, Mom, what did you do with it? Well, I wanted to give some to my family. I said, $1,800? I said, but it's cash. She sort of basically said, well. Now, this is the mother that taught me to write checks and record them and write. She was going to send it in cash in the mail. But, of course, that wasn't a problem because we couldn't find the money. So Ian, bless his heart, was out. I looked out the window, and there was Ian rifling through the garbage before the truck could take it away. And my mom looked out the window and said, what is he doing? And, of course, he was trying to find the money. She was in the nursing home for a little while. She had been wearing hearing aids, and they were gone. We looked everywhere. You know where we found them? Now, you have to visualize this. This is very important. We found her hearing aids in a bag full of cashew nuts beside her bed. Now, you think about the shape and the color of them, which was fairly funny. They phoned me just as I was going into a staff meeting to say, Mrs. Faulks, we just thought we'd let you know, your mother, they didn't use this word, but basically it was, your mother's escaped. And she'd been watching her moment, because she was pretty smart. And when somebody went through the door, she beetled after them. They said, we will find her for you. Well, they phoned about an hour later. You know where they found her? She had walked from the James Bay Care Center at Simcoe Street down to the Laurel Point Inn, and they found her in the smoke pit with the guys that were smoking, and she had little tea and cookies with them, and she had a very nice time. Now, one thing about old people is sometimes they lose their inhibitions. So my mother, just to say was straight was an understatement. So you will understand why I was shocked when she said this. I took her out for the day. We're going down Simcoe Street. There's a guy in a bare chest on his bicycle riding down. Do you know what she said? She said, "Look at that." I said, "Mom," she was 88 and she was Googling people. So, you know, this past week there's been a whole lot of time to think about the significance of everything. And what's the big picture? Well, one of the big pictures is if we are not the advocates for the elderly, we have a problem because it will all come to us in the end. And I can't say enough about that. If everybody somehow tried to make a difference to nursing homes, it would be wonderful. On Mother's Day, I was sitting beside her bed singing her some hymns. I don't know if she heard me or not, but I thought about the role of mothers in the scheme of things and how the mother is like, in the macrocosm, they're like someone that passes on societal and cultural values, the big picture. And in the microcosm, they're passing on the traditions of homes and families. And as I looked at my mother, I saw my grandmother who went across the prairies on a train with her carpet bag with nothing, but embodied in that person was all of that history of a culture in her family which she passed on and passed on to my mother. She taught us about facing death and surrounding the person that we love with love. And it was a special week for us because several of the family were there, and it really helped us through a difficult time. And I'd really like to, and of course Mike and Amanda, Noreen, and Audrey, I'd really like to acknowledge the part that Rod and Lorna played because they were there at nighttime when we weren't there. And that was an incredible gift. Mother helped us through this. She had nailed down all her arrangements. She had paid for all of her last rites. She had named the hymns. She had basically told us what to do. And even at that, it was really hard for us because we were in new territory. So all of that, it was hard, but it was a special time. I think the most significant thing of the whole experience with anybody that passes away is they are pulling families together and friends and re-emphasizing those relationships that are so incredibly special. And there is a little poem I would like to read. It's very short. I'm not there, I do not sleep, pardon me, do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sun on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am in the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circling flight. I am the soft starshine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I didn't die. I think our final gift in the scheme of things is to say thank you. Thank you for that person's life and to be grateful for that life because she so set an example and she worked so hard for us. Thanks, Mom.